Let's turn our attention now to the economy and look back at the major effects of the interest rate rises and where to for 2024. Let's bring in Deloitte Access Economics lead partner Pradeep. Pradeep, thanks for your time. We started the year, I guess, holding our breath as to how the economy would hold up and react in the face of rising interest rates. What's the conclusion as we wrap up the year?
Well, Kieran, 2023 has been a bit of a post-pandemic reality check for the economy. What we've seen is that through this year, interest rates have continued to rise. And as a result, we've seen the economy slow considerably. We end the year with household consumption flat. We see a per capita income recession unfolding before us. And we see the retail sector in doldrums. Through this year, businesses, large and small, have faced cyber attacks like never before. And every day we wake up in the morning and we hear more about global conflict. And so what we see at the end of this year is an economy where there's a lot of uncertainty, where there's a fair bit of volatility and a heck of a lot of fragility all around us.
Do you think that there is a chance the RBA might move again if spending does rebound at the end of summer?
Well, we're expecting the economy to slow further into next year because of the effects of the interest rate rises through 2022 and 2023. We don't see recovery in the short term. But the Reserve Bank, as you would have seen from its minutes, they've got their finger on the trigger. They'll be looking to see if demand fuels inflation. Now, we happen to think that a lot of the inflation in the economy, even though inflation is coming down, is driven by a lot of supply constraints. But we expect through 2024 for inflation to continue to come down. We'll see wages grow, but not excessively. But Australians will face real wage rises through 2024.
You spoke about some of the difficulties facing the economy, the uncertainty globally. Do you have any cause for optimism on the economic front heading into the new year?
Look, there is a cause for optimism because we're seeing globally inflation starting to come down. We're seeing economies reasonably resilient. And so we expect, even though the world economy will slow a bit in 2024, we think it won't be disastrous. But there are other things on the horizon. We think there is a big investment boom that is going to take place, particularly around decarbonising the economy. I just got back from Dubai from COP28. And one of the things there is, while there was a global stocktake, which showed that things haven't moved as fast as they should, there was a huge commitment to the whole decarbonisation effort to transition away from fossil fuels in a just and equitable manner in line with the Paris Agreement. And so what we will see, because finance and regulators who are at COP are moving at pace, that this will be a big area where funds and investment will flow very quickly over the coming 24 months or so. And what does that mean? It means that economies around the world will start to be modernised as a result of this.
Is there any discussion, we saw an agreement signed on in terms of nuclear, in investment circles in Australia? What's the appetite like for nuclear energy? There is an argument from the coalition to pursue this.
Look, nuclear is one of the energy sources, but it's not the energy source in Australia that's going to get us to our agreements about emissions reductions. In time, the cost and technology around nuclear will evolve, because what it needs is a lot of investment, but a lot of infrastructure around skills and other physical infrastructure that makes nuclear work. And that'll take a bit of time to build up. And at some point, nuclear will become part of the energy mix for Australia. But we don't have a track record of it, unlike, for example, the US. But over time, that will be the case. In the meantime, over the next 20, 30, 40 years, the main driver of emissions reduction and the modernisation of our capital stock will come from greater electrification, things like hydrogen, green hydrogen in particular, things like biomass, etc.
Deloitte Access Economics lead partner Pradeep Phillip, thanks so much for your time today. All the best for Christmas and the new year. Thank you.
To you too.